Why do people still keep going to Lake Lanier? Like, respectfully, this lake was man-made.
Another sad death at Lake Lanier. When are they going to just shut this lake down to the public?
Man jumps into Lake Lanier to escape Georgia State Patrol.
That's why I survived the lake, for this very moment right here.
Money coming, it's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in the be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all paid. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in the be with me.
Why do people still keep going to Lake Lanier? Like, respectfully, this lake was man-made in the 1950s after having flooded over 700 families, talking about dozens of cemeteries, structures, churches, all types of things. Not only is it dangerous, it has a dark history because of what happened to the people in there. Just this weekend, a man went into the water with a whole life vest that they're now saying was not properly fastened, and his body was found later on. Y'all, do you know how many people have lost their lives going into this water? Mind you, for the summertime, people still show up going on boats thinking their situation is going to be different, and then it's not. And then it's not. People just literally keep losing their lives. Like in 2022, I think there were 6 people who drowned. 2023, it went up to like 13. Why? Why are people testing it? They say that when the water recedes, you can actually see like stop signs. You can see part of the roads. There was a whole town called Oscarville, a predominantly affluent black town that was completely taken away because people felt inferior to all of the productivity that was happening in there, and they took away the lives of those families. And since then, they say nothing has been the same, and that man-made flooded lake now holds so many secrets. It holds so much darkness, and if you know, you know. But all I would say is, seeing people continue to go into this water, treating it as if it's some type of like pleasurable place, some type of like vacation escape, it's literally one of the most dangerous lakes to swim in. And somebody else just lost their lives. Let me know your thoughts about this. If you've never heard about Lake Lanier, go ahead and look into it. Come back, share your thoughts in the comments. Whatever else comes out, I'll be back. So make sure you like, follow, stay for more information. But it's just so insane that people go to these places and use them as vacation sites when they're literally cemeteries.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. Guys, there's a problem. So y'all remember last year around July-ish, I made a video about Lake Lanier, and I went into great detail. I think I made 2 videos, and one of the ladies' video, one of her stories, there's 2 stories that was told about Lake Lanier, that one of the lady actually made it to Amazon Prime documentary. It was a black lady that saw a guy with red eyes. She was smoking, and she saw, anyways, it was a long story, but recently, there's a young man, 27-year-old guy, who went missing at Lake Lanier after partying, I guess, during, I don't know for what reason. For his birthday, it says, never mind, his birthday. This young man went missing at Lake Lanier. Let's get into it. For the people who haven't seen my first video on Lake Lanier, and it's a very long video. It's actually one of my #1 videos on YouTube, almost at 400,000 views, almost 500,000 views. Well, last time I saw. My top earning video, I have to say. But there's another incident. Well, not just one. There's multiple other incidents since those videos were created, because there's 2 videos about Lake Lanier. Please take a look at those videos, and let's get into this video because it's crazy. Let's get into it.
Another sad death at Lake Lanier. When are they going to just shut this lake down to the public? 27-year-old boy literally just drowned at Lake Lanier. And I know people are like, things like that happen on the lake. It's sad, but it happens. No, there has been over 200 deaths on this lake. That's not including the freak accidents that has happened along the years. And it is because this lake was built on top of a black thriving community, and there's literally cemeteries underneath. This lake was never supposed to be a lake. And over the weekend, this young man was on a boat with his friends. I believe it was a party. His life jacket was improperly secured, and he went underwater, not knowing how to swim. But the crazy thing is, only his life jacket floated to the surface. And officers searched for him until it became dark, and then they had to, resume until the next morning. Using sonar technology, officials located the bodies, which was 60 feet below. And the crazy thing is, they just found another body of a man that was 43 years old, and he was a father of 5. But from the year of 1994 in 2024, there has been over 200 accidents on this lake. And in 2024, there was 3 drownings, 30 total boating accidents, and 21 total injuries on this lake. Does this lake not sound cursed or what? And I know y'all have the people that be like, oh my gosh, I live on this lake. I've been going to this lake my whole life and nothing ever happens. Yeah, for now. Y'all just please be careful when y'all on this lake. If y'all gonna go, just please be careful. Don't be playing around because it's so many. Even if it may not be cursed or haunted, there's so many freak accidents that happen at this lake yearly that is not talked about enough. May this young man rest in peace, and I pray that his family just gets some type of closure because this is very sad and just heartbreaking. But let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Man jumps into Lake Lanier to escape Georgia State Patrol. Bruh, I get it. Georgia State Patrol or Lake Lanier. That is a hard decision. So on Wednesday around 4 p.m., Mr. Clint Neely decides he wants to take a drive on his motorcycle. But he was missing a couple of things like a helmet and his common sense. On top of that, they said he had a little mixture of a concoction in his system. Well, when Georgia State Patrol stopped Mr. Clint Neely, he was like, oh man, you got me fucked. And this man took off. You took off on Georgia State Patrol. Y'all know them Hellcats was gone. So just when Georgia State Patrol thought they had Clint boxed in because he hit a dead end, this man jumps off his bike and goes into the woods. This man jumps into Lake Lanier. I guess he thought he could swim to this free. Yeah, I said. Well, Georgia State Patrol has a little bit more common sense than Mr. Clint because they was not getting in that water. They hitched a ride on a boat that was going past them and caught up with Mr. Clint. They pulled his ass out the water. We don't know what happened to him before he got to the hospital, but he ended up there. All in all, Clint, I get it. I understand. I wouldn't want to choose either one. And if you don't know what Lake Lanier is, baby, I'm going to attach a video to let you know so you can get up on your history. But all I know, Georgia State Patrol, you going to end up at the jail. You just don't know what kind of condition you're going to be. And diving in Lake Lanier, well, they don't take no prisoners, okay? You going down for the count.
A body has been found in Lake Lanier just days after a father of 5 went missing. Authorities in Georgia have pulled a body from Lake Lanier just days after 43-year-old Dustin Valencia went missing while kayaking. Valencia, a father of 5, was last seen on May 14th. His wife told deputies he had taken their inflatable kayak out that day, but never came back. When he didn't show up to pick up the kids from school and wasn't answering his phone, she got really worried. She tried to use Find My iPhone and tracked his last known location near the lake, but he wasn't there when she arrived. Deputies believe Valencia had taken the kayak out on the water, but when they found it, the paddle was there, but the kayak seats weren't even inflated or installed. He also didn't have on a life vest. He just had a single plastic oar. Lake Lanier has a long and complicated history, y'all. If you are an OG, you know I've reported on this. This lake was created by flooding several towns, including Oscarville, a once thriving Black community that was wiped out by racial violence, then literally buried underwater. There are cemeteries and buildings still down there, and over the years, the lake has developed a reputation for unexplained accidents and drownings. Prayers to the Valencia family during this time.
There have been over 700 deaths at Lake Lanier. It is the perfect example of water holds memory because it wasn't always Lake Lanier and it's not a natural lake. It used to be Oscarville. Oscarville was a thriving African-American community until 1912. A racially charged massacre happened and either you were unalived in Oscarville or you were pushed out. And then the land was sold to the federal government and the federal government decided to make a lake. But instead of removing any of the buildings or removing the cemeteries, they just flooded everything. So these buildings and these cemeteries still sit beneath Lake Lanier. That is why Lake Lanier is so haunted and why so many people have disappeared while swimming or boating or anything on Lake Lanier. Now, over 10 million people go to Lake Lanier yearly, so that is going to increase the amount of accidents. But still, when T-Pain says something ain't natural, shit, that ain't natural. As a Georgia girl myself, you won't catch me in Lanier Lake because the Lady of the Lake story, people vanish in calm waters. It would take me a whole nother video to tell you all the weird, crazy stories I've heard about Lake Lanier. It's a great example of water holds memory. I hate saying this, but they actually found a body on Lake Lanier today. It was a dad that had went kayaking in an inflatable kayak and went missing, didn't pick up his children from school. They found his body today about 50 feet underwater.
That's why I survived the lake, for this very moment right here. Because why are we afraid? I didn't pass away.
But in 1912, the mobs came. One accusation turned into violence, then came the threats, then the fire. They drove every Black resident out, took the land, and left it hollow. Then, like they was trying to wash away the past, they flooded it. In the 1950s, the government built Lake Lanier right over Oscarville's bones. Stuff happen in this lake all the time. People vanish, boats crash. Some say it's cursed. Others say the town never left. You can't bury that kind of history without it clawing its way back up. The school is still down there. So is the church, the bank, the graveyard. You just can't see it. But Oscarville remembers. Still down there, waiting. And if you come out here smelling like them folks that took it all, their blood, their name, their kin, something down there might just reach up and take you back.
Now look, if you coming to Georgia or coming to Atlanta, and I know it's spring, summer coming, and don't let nobody trick you into going to Lake Lanier. Okay? Do not go to Lake Lanier. I don't care if they telling you it's safe. Do not go. Or you will not, 9 out of 10, you may not make it back. If you don't know anything about Lake Lanier, look it up. People go out there every year, spring, summer, and do not make it back. Don't let that be you, okay? So if you come to visit Georgia or to Atlanta and they say to you, Lake Lanier, danger. I'm telling you, danger. I've been in Georgia my whole life and I have not ever been to Lake Lanier and not going. So if they telling you to go Lake Lanier or saying we want to go there, tell them folks, nah, I'm good. Because I'm telling you, you may not make it back.
I tried to stitch this lady video, but TikTok didn't let me, but I'm going to still tell my story, okay? This is about Lake Lanier, 6 to 7 years ago. I went, my friend invited me. I didn't know these people, but I went anyway. It was good vibes, right? It was like one of those days where it's like too perfect, like scary perfect. Like everything was just flowing. We on yachts, we drinking Hennessy, like we cheersing. It gets so good, people start jumping in the water, y'all. This one things go for a turn. So it's like 4 people in there. Everybody gets out except for this one girl. She's swimming or whatever. And she starts to struggle and look at us and we're like, oh my God, she's drowning. Like, somebody help her. So this one guy, he's pretty lit, but he's like, nah, I know how to swim real good, blah, 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 blah. All right. So he jumps in. So we thinking, okay, he gonna save her. And he does, okay? He does save her. She gets back on the boat. But he didn't get back on the boat. And I'm like, what's going on? I kid you not. There's a button down there at Lake Lanier. Like a little button that they push. And must be cameras. Because, baby, when I say people drown at a certain time, and that water was just swirling so hard, more than ever. And it was that one little area. Something's going on down there. So he's swimming. We throw him a donut. We like, come on, get back, get back. He's missing the donut because the water's so hard. It's swirling, literally like a tornado. Do you know this man did not come back up from the water? We call the police immediately. They come an hour and a half later. Are you crazy? That boy is way gone under the water. I don't know where that water took him, but he never came back up. His baby moms was there. His sister was there. That man was loved, and I never told that story because I always felt like it felt like a dream, and it felt like unreal, and I couldn't believe that I was there to see a man to watch someone go underwater and not come up. It's life-changing. I'm sorry, but I always felt differently about water ever since then. And I never told that story. I don't even know if I told my family that story because I think I did, but I didn't go into depth of how it made me feel. That shit right there, you gotta stay away from Lake Lanier. Like, for real. It's not for us. It's a setup.
What if I told you that Lake Lanier, Oscarville, was actually a white town before it was flooded? You'd ask, how'd you come to that? Or you'd probably say, that's not true. But I'd say, it is. And how that is Oscarville was created by black people. It was predominantly black city. Only black people live within Oscarville, which is now known as Lake Lanier. But there was a white woman, as usual, she claimed to be raped, and white men and women began massacring and running all the black citizens out of Oscarville. They didn't just leave those homes and businesses and shops empty. The white people that went in and massacred these people, killed these people, and ran them away from their homes, they now occupied those homes for 40 years before it became Lake Lanier. So for 40 years, these homes that were built by black people, these shops that were built by black people, operated by black people, are now being operated by white people who ran these white people away or killed them. And it was actually it was a white city when the city came to them, I think it was the Army Corps of Engineers came to them and said, hey, y'all need to move because we're going to flood this to create the dam that now powers Atlanta. And not only that, we're going to put a lake here, Lake Lanier. Did you know that? Really quick, I'm working on securing space at the local community centers for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but in order to do that, in order to have the entire month, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday for 3 hours, I need the money up front, so I started a GoFundMe. If you can tap the link in my bio, donate to the GoFundMe, or join my Patreon, you'll get full videos, and you'll be helping donating to my nonprofit. But yeah, also I'll be speaking at the Juneteenth parade at Piedmont Park in Atlanta, Georgia. I'll be on stage at 1:20, but I recommend you get there just like a little bit earlier so you can enjoy the festivities. There's free paint in the park, so much more, but let's get back into it. And it's also important to note that Lake Lanier is not the only lake that sits on top of black creation. We have Lake Martin that was sitting on top of, I think it was, you pronounce it, Colija. There's so many different bodies of water that we enjoy today and that we benefit from today that flooded out black communities. And we just have to live with it. Did you know this though?
Damn, I'm really at Lake Lanier? It's an old black town named Oscarville under it. Racist white people destroyed it and flooded it. That's why I'm here, cause it's time to uncover it. Over 700 people done drowned in this lake. Cause those spirits, they want their revenge. Swim at your own risk, be safe my brother. A spirit might just get to pulling you under. This something like the Bermuda. Your boat will go missing, please do not be stupid. It's so much black history they try to hide. With my third eye, you know I'm gonna find. Don't swim in Lake Lanier, don't take that risk. Cause you might go live with the spirits and fish. Come at more places like this if you know them. Where's the real history? We gotta show it. Lake Lanier is haunted. It's full of ghosts and zombies. A thriving black town is under. They destroyed it and put all this water. That's some real evil shit. And this is one thing on the list. There's plenty more things to discover. This shit is fucked up on my mama.
There's something definitely strange happening at Lake Lanier. Why do I say this? If you know the history of Lake Lanier previously from my previous videos and also from previous clips in this video, it lets you know about Oscarville and how it used to be a town where people used to live, people used to bury their loved ones, people have passed away. The energy of the people are still tied to this town, but the town was basically drowned, now the town is basically underwater, which shows you could see stop signs, you could see street signs and all of this. It's a whole town underneath this with dead people being buried under there. The energy of the people that used to live there, the clothes, the things they used to touch, all of this, all of their energy, even if they did move, maybe they survived, everything that happened, they did move before they made the town into a lake, their energy is still tied to the town because there were things that they used to touch and interact with, the people, their loved ones, the ones who are still buried there, the cemeteries, all of this, of course, is going to have this energy there because water holds memory. Water holds memory. So whenever, and there are people that go there that actually does survive. And I think in my previous video, there's a young man that actually survived Lake Lanier, and also the black lady, she also actually survived. But they will tell you that they never felt the same again after this happened. There's another story that was also in my other video about this young lady where her husband came back. He almost drowned at Lake Lanier. And when he went back home, he was never the same again, to the point where the lady thought that her husband was possessed. I mean, it was something is wrong. Something is going on at Lake Lanier. And I don't understand why the government still have it open, because they can close it down if they feel too many people are dying. But who's worrying about that when you're more worried about population control type stuff? You know what I mean? So Lake Lanier is doing the Lord's work, if in their opinion, But people are losing their life every day. Look at that popular actor, Naya Rivera. She was unalive at Lake Lanier, or was taken out at Lake Lanier. I don't want to say the word because I don't want the video to be unmonetized or demonetized. But Usher's son also was unalived at Lake Lanier. A lot of people, and not just popular celebrities, but a lot of people, everyday people, are losing their life at this lake. But it's still open where people can go. You know, they now, apparently they're going to have a actual park, like a water park there, which then will attract children. And you know what I mean? It's just a whole lot going on. And I feel like that spot is a symbol for something, because why is it still there? Why is it still there? Why hasn't it been closed since all these people have been passing away at this damn lake? It's just a lake, you know what I mean? And if it is just a lake, it shouldn't be such a big deal to just, you know, put things on there to get rid of the lake, because I'm sure there are ways to do it, right? Maybe put dirt, gravel, whatever they need to do to put there, but maybe the lake would start back up again. Maybe there's no way to close it. I don't know if it's a cursed lake and it can bring itself back. I mean, you know, but it doesn't hurt to try, because people are losing their life. And at this point, I feel like there's too much going on. And with all of my videos that I post about water holding energy and all that stuff, there's a lot that's going on there. Like, you can literally speak into your water before you drink it to manifesting into your life. You can do these things because water will hold the memory, water will hold the energy that you speak into it. You know, water takes the form of whatever vessel that it goes into. So I don't know, guys. It's just, to me, in my opinion, there's a lot going on. There's something strange going on at Lake Lanier. And I think, in my opinion, if I had a magic wand to do something, I would close up that lake. I would close up that lake, and the only people that probably would be able to go around that, I feel like there's like a vortex, like a portal, you know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of spiritual people would probably go there to do spiritual work because the energy is so strong there. But it shouldn't be just any regular people who don't even know how to protect themselves going to the lake. Like, for example, the guy who was running from the state troopers or whoever, the authorities, he went into the lake knowing that authorities are not going to go into the lake because they're afraid of what could happen to them. Then maybe they won't make it out. And a lot of time people get unalived there because authorities probably don't want to go into the lake to go find the people. They're thinking, okay, well, if you're at Lake Lanier, honey, your body will pop back up eventually. So we're not going to spend our resources and, you know, money and everything in our life, risk our life, to go look for you. So a lot of time people might go missing because they're not really doing their thorough research. They're not searching for the people properly because people are afraid to go into the lake. In my opinion, that could be the reason why so many people are going missing. If you don't know how to swim already, yo, there's always a crow sitting right on top of my neighbor's thing, because my thing is open. Right on top, as if he's like my neighbor's spy or something. Sits in the same spot every day. It'll move and then go right back and sit there. And you know, crows, they got memories. Speaking of memories, they got real good memories. Anyways, but speaking of it, just like hop to one spot and then hop back to the other spot. That's so funny. But anyways, yeah, so water have memories, and there are things that are happening at Lake Lanier that needs to be addressed because people are losing their life, and it's at this point it's getting ridiculous. Anyways, that's my take on the whole Lake Lanier situation. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to check out the other video because there's so many spooky stories on there about people who experienced Lake Lanier. It's not even funny. Check it out. That's one of the reasons. That's a reason why it went viral, because it's such a good show. It's such a good episode. And plus, I'm going to watch a documentary to see if my show made it on that, or if my video made it on the documentary, because it went completely viral. That lady's story, like I was one of the people that started sharing her story, and then other people picked it up. So now it's all over the place, and she even got a documentary. I'm glad she did. She even still have her big fro. It's so cute. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, love you. Hey guys, I'm Jenny, and this is Shameless Plug. So I want to tell you guys about my Crown of Success manifestation book with easy, simple rituals and spells to manifest a life of abundance in your life. And those spells are so easy, even a child can do it. So this book is filled with different spells that I've learned over the years from my family, passed down from grandma and everything. And also those are spells that I've actually tried and I know that they work. So this book not only teaches you step by step on the things that you can do that are so easy that a child can do it, but it tells you like the proper moon phase to use alchemy, manifesting with numbers, numerology, and also the days of the week that best fit for this particular spell. So it tells you the timing of when to practice the spell, the days of the week, the moon phase. It show you all the colors of the candles that you should be using and different planets. So for example, I show you like planet Jupiter is for Thursdays and the hours of the days that you should be doing the spell. So this is an easy road opener spell. So I know a lot of people like to do like different spell work, but if your roads are blocked, of course your spells are not going to work. So it's good to unblock yourself first and then start using the spell, especially with the new years and the new days to come. And also I have some amazing spells in here. This is a powerful quick money spell. So if you're in a bind for some money and you're just trying to get some money, and I even have some easy powerful spell to win game of chance. So if you are a gambler, now I don't promote gambling, but if you are a gambler and you're just trying to make some money and trying to make sure you win, these spells will definitely help you. It tells you the best days to do it. So it says the best days to perform this spell is on a Thursday, Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, luck, and expansion. Jupiter is the best day to perform spells that boost luck and increase your chance of success in any game of chance or any money spell, period. It has a list of so many spells that you can incorporate in your life with this new year to bring prosperity. And I even put some bonus spells on here, which for Saturday is a day to do like protection work. So I have a spell for like send back to senders. So I put some bonus spells on here, and then a protection with Archangel Michael. So there's so many spells on here. Removing the evil eye spell, so you can remove evil eye in your money and also in your everyday life. New Year home blessing spell, and I know it's been a few days since the new year started, but you can always do a home blessing spell any days of the week. As long as you need it, you could do it. So anyways, guys, this is my book. It's called Crown of Success by Jenny, and it's available on Amazon, the ebook and also the physical copying. So please grab a copy if you're interested in supporting this channel. This is a way to support the channel and to support me as well for putting out, content every day for you guys to enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book, and I hope you go and grab your copy, whether it's the ebook or the physical copy. I say have a physical copy, but it's really up to how much your wallet and what you can afford. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Mwah. This is a shameless plug, so just check out my channel. Okay, love you guys. Mwah.